So yes, moving swiftly on, we are going to be talking about finishing moves.
Yeah.
So basically, we are going to give our takes on what we think are the top 5 worst wrestling finishers. Actually, wrestling finishers that we think we've seen on TV, in person. I don't know, just what you think. Like, how is that class as a finisher? Just whatever. Like, which ones actually makes you cringe when you see it on TV? All right. So yeah, top 5. These going from least worst to the top number 1 worst. You think?
So number 5 to 1, yeah.
Yeah, 5 to 1.
1 being your worst, absolute worst.
Yeah.
All right.
So without further ado, right.
Oh, you going first?
Yeah, I'm still compiling my list.
Right, I'm thinking off the top of my head, like, worst finishers. And this is across the board, right?
So number 5 is the least.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Braun Strowman's Power Slam just because.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, do you mean his Power Slam or just the Power Slam in general?
The Braun Strowman version.
Yeah, the running Power Slam, yeah.
That's the finisher, and I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't get hyped for it. Like, oh yeah, like, it doesn't do that for me. It's just like, okay, cool.
It is generic.
Especially because you have a chance of seeing the same move in the same show by someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You know, so I just thought, as a finisher, as a like, you know, like you remember when the rock bottom got hit or the stone cold stunner got hit. I don't get that from the Power Slam. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
number
enough.
5 for me.
Fair enough. Matthew, what's your number 5?
Kevin Nash's jackknife powerbomb.
What?
Wow, you went deep.
That's your worst.
Yeah.
No, isn't necessarily number 5.
Yeah.
What? A powerbomb? Yeah, a powerbomb.
Well, personally, if I was to say so myself,
Yeah.
I don't see the point in it.
Of a powerbomb or of his move?
Of his move, like his move specifically.
Because it's kind of like he throws it and he's just like, yeah.
Because didn't he drop someone on their neck? Like,
Oh, he's
Well, no,
bounced
Brock-
a lot.
Drop Big Show, but Big Show was dumb for taking it.
It's actually
Too big, man. But yeah, Big Show. I know Big Show got dropped on his neck in a way, but probably there's been loads of others. WWE was a madhouse, man. So,
Yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So what is it you don't like about the move? Is it not impactful? Is it just look dead to you? Like, what would you say?
Well, to me, it looks dead completely. Like,
Interesting.
like I'd say.
Well, no, because a powerbomb can look good or look bad.
Look at Last
depending
Ride.
on- depending on the impact. But then jackknife has always been. I've always liked that move. That's just me though. But go on.
Because like personally, like if you compare, well, I know it's probably gonna be like 2 different sides, but if you compare like Batista's powerbomb to his one,
I hated Batista's powerbomb towards the end. Go on.
because like it's like 2 different things.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Yeah.
but
Like,
Batista's
because he
more
just like,
impactful.
just kind of like just froze him like in a way. Like, it's kind of like,
Yeah, it's-
meh.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know what you mean.
It's a big drop though. So,
Yeah, because he's quite tall. That's why they're kind of like, okay, yes, you understand why.
I hear though.
But then, yeah, I guess in terms of a powerbomb, it's like, because I'm watching old shows right now, even when you look at China's powerbomb, the way she's like planting those women, it's just like, it's just like, oh God. She's doing a powerbomb and she's just like throwing them down to the floor and they're like sticking as well, where it's like, okay, you're like, oh, okay. So, okay, interesting.
Fair enough. Okay, so jackknife powerbomb, and yours is the running power
What does it
slam.
actually call it? What's it?
It's called the running power slam.
Yeah, it's just the
That's
power
what it is.
slam and they don't give it a name or anything.
What about you, Mr. Rhymes?
So my number 5 worst one, I don't know what the actual name for this is, but I think on the games it was always called like either the hyperdrive or the overdrive. And
Oh no!
Randy
Yeah.
so that move where you put the leg over and you.
Oh, that.
And that was also MVP as well. MVP.
Yeah,
had it.
MVP was using it as well, but MVP, it's this a move where when Randy Orton was doing it, weirdly enough, everyone that took it from him could do it. So when you're
Oh, it
taking
doesn't
it,
look right on him.
so when you're taking it, they bumped with it. So it's like it looked impactful when Randy Orton was doing it, but MVP kind of ruined it for me because people when he was doing it, he did it kind of like we've tried to do it with swag and like a way to do it, but then no one would sell it.
Right.
And then everyone would kind of just like roll over with it, or it looks kind of just like, oh, really? Is that it? Kind of thing, and that's the finish. Like, okay. So yeah, so for me, and also it's a move that seems like, even to kind of perform it, it seems too complicated for what it is. You know, it's like it's too much going on, and it's like all it literally is you stand there, and it's a neck breaker.
Yeah, it's more in the neck. Yeah.
That's all it is. It's a neck breaker. So if you're doing a swinging neck breaker, that's all this move is, just standing on the spot. It's just, yeah.
Okay.
Just unnecessarily complicated.
Fair enough. Okay. My number 5 would have to be John Morrison's Starship Pain.
What? Starship Pain?
Yeah,
Really?
But
I
that's-
fucking is.
How can you hate that move?
How was him just twisting and then just landing on like just how was that knocking you out for the 3 count.
That move is so cool though.
That's what
It looks cool, but it shouldn't be a finisher. That's why I put it the worst finisher. It's not a finisher. It's maybe like a signature of some kind, or maybe like
So would you prefer like RVD or Naomi's split moonsault?
Yeah, but they're not
over
finishers.
That? Naomi's one is a finisher.
I don't think it's a finisher.
Yeah,
her finisher is a rare end.
Yeah.
Her finisher is the
Signature.
moonsault. She mostly ends her matches with the moonsault.
You can end your match with a signature.
But I'm saying in her case, her finishers, the ones that you more or less go for, are the moonsault and the submission.
Fair enough, but
The review she does it kind of as the gimmick kind of thing. She can win with that one, but I think that's more of a signature than the moonsault. The moonsault's her thing.
maybe, but yeah, I just think for John Morrison of his caliber, he should have a much more effective looking finisher. Like I don't agree. That doesn't register with me to saying that a Starship Pain, the way it looks, is something that will knock someone out for the 3 count.
Okay.
That's why I say, like, it can be a cool move. He can use it in part of his repertoire, but not as a finisher. That's why I don't agree with it. Like, I don't agree. I can't imagine. If you expect me to suspend my, my logic,
Right.
yeah, just no. just no. It doesn't agree with me. That's
Okay.
why I say that one is so far my worst one. So yeah, moving to number 4. You still compiling?
Yeah, I got my 4th one.
All right,
okay, go.
I'm not sure on the name. Seth Rollins used it briefly when he wasn't allowed to use the pedigree anymore, and it was just like, I'm going to throw you here.
Oh, the recoil. Yeah.
The recoil knee.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I think right now, just the whole of wrestling, the whole scope of wrestling, everyone's got strike finishers. Because it's just the move that you can hit on anyone, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So whether it's a super kick, a running knee, like some kind of an elbow or anything like that, like most people are just using like forceful strike finishers.
Yeah.
But mind you, I didn't really like that move either, in honesty. For Seth Rollins as well.
Yeah, it was weak. Yeah, I ain't got no. You say you prefer? Yeah,
I think the reason why it's a good move, but I think we were so used to the pedigree, we were so used to the curb stomp. In comparison,
yes, yeah.
Is it the worst move of all time? No, absolutely not. But just when I'm thinking about it and moves in more recent modern memory, that I just thought that's whack. That was one of them.
Okay, fair enough. Cool. What about you, Matt? What's your number 4?
Otis is Caterpillar.
Understandable.
Before.
See, no one's arguing with that. I totally get that. That's
Well,
fine.
there's one, but that's obviously that's number 1 that you probably will understand when I
Fair
say
enough.
it. But I'm going to put Caterpillar at number 4 for now.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's shit.
He is shit. That's what I'm saying. It's just, I hate the fact. It cringes me out every time he does it. I just don't. That's Vince for you. It's ridiculous. What about you, Mr. Rhymes?
Okay, so I believe this was a finisher. I believe that he's ended the match with it, but I think so in line with like the Caterpillar, didn't Big Cass, and then he'll get the pin. So yeah, I'm just like, if I remember correctly, that was his finisher.
It was.
And it's just like, but then mind you, I can't say that and then not say the Caterpillar because they're literally the same booth, just with a different gimmick at the beginning. So do I have to join them? Is it joint 4th?
Yeah.
It's a different move?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll to go Big Cass at number 4.
I mean,
then.
you wouldn't put that with the people's elbow, would you? Like, because that's basically an elbow. So
Yeah, but then
See, this is the thing. It's also about how invested you are. Maybe we were younger, but it's about how it's sold and the crowd. People's elbow is actually a dead finisher.
Yeah. But
Hogan's leg drop is a dead finisher, but crowds went. It was like Michael Jackson came on.
Yeah.
But you ain't doing that for whatever Big Cass did. Like, you know what I mean?
right,
Like,
Big
It's all to do with the charisma, the aura that they have, and the
Yes.
star power. That's what it's basically about. I mean, yeah, simple as really.
All right, so my number 4 was that. So what's your number 4?
My number 4 is the Phenomenal Forearm.
wow,
What?
you are flipping AJ up. I'm very surprised.
How what?
Just AJ Styles.
AJ's number 1 fan, you know. Like,
I am.
right.
That's
Yeah.
it. Here, man. Here with the favorite superstar. Have you got a pitchfork and your torch ready?
I'm sorry. Yeah, just like I just don't feel that's believable, especially again of someone of his caliber. Like Styles Clash, awesome. It was either going to be that or the Calf Crusher, but
But I like the car.
the Calf Crusher
is
is the Calf Crusher I can get, like it can be cool, especially when you if he reverses it from a certain move and then just turns into that move.
It does feel like it would hurt him more than the person, but anywho.
Yeah, but I mean, like
it does. When he does it, it's like his leg is all twisted up, and your leg is kind of just being bent back. But it's do you think it would hurt AJ more than the other person? But
yeah. No, I get that. The Phenomenal Forearm, especially because I've seen him back from TNA. That was not his finisher. That was just one of his moves.
So that's a WWE thing.
Yeah, it's a WWE thing. I mean, sure, it's obviously it's a strike move, and it's easier to pull than instead of possibly breaking someone's neck doing the Styles Clash, because that's happened a couple of times before in his career. But
when James Ellsworth took the Styles Clash, I was so worried. Remember that? He tucked his head, and everyone was like, "No!" James Ellsworth like, "No, don't tuck your head."
Yoshitatsu number 2, like no.
I'm like, oh.
No, that was fucked up. But yeah, just I don't know. I just can't get over it. So because it's AJ Styles, Phenomenal Forearm should be like a signature or maybe just one of his strike moves. It's not as a finisher. So that's why I put it at number 4. Number 3, Mr. Rhymes. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna go for me? Fine.
Because I just said Mr. I was just like Rhymes.
Okay. Right. So my number 3, whether you agree or not, I'm gonna go with a simple diving body splash. So whether that want to be the Superfly splash, anything like that, any kind of
Usos.
Even the Usos. Only because one, it's too basic from the top rope, and for me, I feel like if you're going to do that splash, it's only impactful if you're going to talk about like realism or taking logic away. It only matters if the person's heavy.
Yeah.
So when you get someone who, like the Usos right now, they're not heavy anymore. They've actually lost a lot of weight and trimmed up, especially in the later few. So why am I going to believe that this like 200-pound person diving off the top rope is going to like...
one person that really it just butchers that move, it's simple. Tamina. Yeah.
She does that move and she just looks a hell of a mess when she's trying to do it.
It does. I'm sorry. I know she's trying to put that Superfly Snooker-esque to it, but it just looks like she's literally like, oh.
Struggling to do it.
I don't know.
But with Tamina doing it, or even if Nia Jax was, I think she was teasing that she was going to start doing it. Or did she do it once off the second rope? I can't remember. But again,
Nia Jax.
Well, when she was teaming,
we highly rate Nia Jax. Everybody, we highly.
Oh yeah, we're all fan of Nia Jax here. But again, if someone like Nia Jax is going to do it and whatnot,
she's not.
But if she was, it's understandable why that's going to KO you. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially given that these tiny, frail little women that she's fighting and whatnot. Someone like Nia Jax is going to come diving on top of you. You understand this is going to be the end. That's why the running leg drop was her finisher at one point, because she is like, look at the size of her. She's going to drop her leg on you. That's you done. Kind of thing,
But I think in reality, if anyone jumps on you, it's going to hurt, whether they're smaller than you or not. And they're not that far off. Like, if Jay does it to Roman, it will still hurt Roman. In real life, if Roman laid on the ground and Jay jumped on it would hurt him.
But then again, for me, another thing was that it's just basic. A basic splash at the top.
Yeah, there's no... You know what? I know they're separate moves, and I know it's separate when Snooker did it or Tamina, but for some reason, I never deeped it when the Usos did it. That it's literally not a frog splash.
Yeah.
It's just a body splash off the top rope.
Yeah. 100%. Okay, number 3.
But then, just on the side of that, then do you feel the same about like the diving headbutt?
Yeah. I've never been a fan of the diving headbutt.
That was what Daniel Bryan and Christian.
Christian,
That's
what? The WWE vacant doing it.
No, I'm talking about.
I said the name. I at least said vacant people. I said
mentioned
vacant.
the people that we can talk about. I know Christian did it. I know Daniel Bryan did it. I don't know anyone else that did it. Like,
I'm gonna bleep it out. Don't worry.
You want to turn this into a crime show? But anyway,
but I always hated it when he did it. It just felt like even when he would do it, because he did 2 different types. So he'd do the one where you either dive with it, so you're diving across the ring, or you do the one where you just literally fall and whatnot. So the falling one looked better. However, I just feel like for what the move is, all of the impact it just seems as on yourself. So
So
it's like it's just like you're the one that's your full body is taking that whole impact and whatnot. So it's just kind of like
what did Daniel call it? The flying goat?
Yeah,
it's a flying goat.
I don't know what Christian called his, but
I
but it's just like
that.
But then so any moves that's like if you're gonna dive off the top rope, I kind of like a move to have a little bit of flair. But then a lot of times, the diving finishers off the top rope are moves that have a bit of flair. Cool. But then something when you so even like Macho Man's elbow dropping that's kind of like lame, and then it's like I say a body splash is kind of lame because it's just not doing anything. It's just But in terms of as a finisher, the body splash, that's my number 3.
Cool. Rides?
I don't know the name of it, but Jericho's elbow thing.
Oh, the Judas effect.
No, we love that move.
Do you
It's
know
just
what?
I agree.
I'll take a step back and say, you know what? I've fallen a bit behind with AEW and stuff.
Oh,
But
so have I.
when it was introduced and he made this big vignette about it, I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're just turning around. And I see Andrade do this every week. Like, why is it a finisher for you?
And
Like,
there's multiple times. Sorry to cut you off. There's multiple times where like he does it in the match where it's like it's meant to be a counter, but he does the same thing.
Yeah.
But they don't call it the Judas effect. He's like someone rebounds up the rope. He does that like because he does it normally in his repertoire. Like
It's
he-
just his normal move.
Normally,
So he's
yeah.
still doing it anyway.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, an elbow to the face is actually a devastating move. Like
It's an elbow.
It could be over, but it's just not. Like I just, I don't know. Maybe if it was someone else, a younger person, a faster person, someone would do it more vicious. But as great as Jericho is, I'm not really.
Is his weakest finisher.
Especially when he has such great finishes. Like I'm still a big fan. I don't even know if he does it anymore, but the Lion Saw.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah,
finisher.
that's not even. It's his signature now, isn't it? It's a regular move that he
Yeah,
does.
Walls of Jericho. Everyone did the Walls of Jericho and their mates when they were kids. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even this more new. I wasn't that big of a fan of the Code Breaker, but it's still.
Everyone does it in WWE now, though.
Yeah.
Everyone does it.
Literally.
Everyone does it.
Asuka did it. Survivor Series.
Yeah, she did it twice or 3 times. Yeah. it's
That's Asuka does it as a move, and then Ricochet uses it as a finisher.
But yeah, Judas Effect is my number 3.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Matthew.
I was gonna say something else for number 3, but
Okay.
I'm putting that as my number 2.
Okay, cool.
Fair enough.
But,
Fair enough.
but in the meantime, number 3 is gonna be Wade Barrett's Wasteland.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
The Wastelander, yeah.
I thought you were gonna say his thing, and I was like,
I know.
yo.
But see,
Oh,
that
that's
elbow was good.
Fair
But
enough.
I'm gonna say the Wasteland because that was literally just a shit move.
It was shit.
It
Yeah.
was.
It was shit.
Yeah, and he never got it over.
No, never did. Oh, he did. Look at he was crying.
Did he hit on anyone big like a big superstar? Like did he hit on a Mark Henry? Did he hit on a great?
I think he did it on the Mark Henry one time.
I think it's
But
Big
that was
Show as
about
well.
it.
I think. But
Was it
not
Big
too-
Show?
Not
Did
100%.
he do it on Big Show?
Could have been anyone at that time. Carly was still there, so it could have been
Yeah, it was someone like that kind of stature. Yeah, I would say. But yeah, didn't move. Yeah.
And it's weird how when they rebranded him as the bare knuckle fighter, but yeah, his finisher was an elbow.
Uh,
Like, okay, so he's a brawler, bare knuckle brawler, but yeah, the elbow is his finisher. And it's like, oh, okay. We're gonna go that route.
WWE logic, everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, my number 3 would have to be Dolph Ziggler's zigzag.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, now just the whole Ziggler package.
Yeah.
Yeah, but.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
Yeah, definitely.
At this point, I might as well just leave. Like, you know
I mean-
what? I'm just.
I mean, it was awesome.
I'm sorry to pause the point here, but I'm not gonna accept even you. I'm not gonna tell me in 2020 you're still like Team Ziggler. Like it's
No.
Mystique.
I'm always gonna, I'm always gonna be a Ziggler mark though. Always, same way I said in the last show. I'm always gonna have a soft spot for Sheamus. I'm always gonna have a soft spot for certain characters like
Fine.
Kevin Owens,
Fine.
and I'm always gonna have that soft spot for Dolph Ziggler. I'm always gonna root for him. Always.
Why do you hate the zigzag?
Yeah.
Why do I hate the zigzag? It's just again, it's just not believable. I mean, and the thing is, it's his finisher, but everyone kicks out of it.
True.
Yeah,
How
it's
many-
lost
I think-
its credibility.
I think
It's
now
lost it 110%. Like that's his
Yeah.
finisher, and it just no.
I think it's like, wasn't he more of one of them people that literally had like 17,000 finishers, but then the zigzag just happened to be in one.
Nah,
of them.
he had 17,000 signatures, but not finishes. Like he had the super kick, he had the freaking the sleeper hold, he had that dangling DDT, he had freaking the elbow elbow
Famous
drop. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. On the Fame-Master, he has a lot of signatures, but naturally his finisher was the zigzag, and now it's the completely lost its mystique, and it's just like
Oh, yeah, that everyone kicks out of it.
kicks out of it, and it's just it's just dead. So that's why I'm just like, just pack it on, pack it. And
I
go
think
home.
now the super kick is his finisher though, isn't it? Like,
Officially, yes.
Is it okay?
Yeah. So like if he's gonna
I ain't
do,
even seen a zigzag in a minute. If I'm honest.
He still does it. He still does it. Yeah.
he does the because he does the tune up. He's meant to be like Shawn Michaels 2.0, isn't he? So
Yeah.
so he I think super kicks his finisher now.
Yeah, dead. But yeah.
That was your number 3. So
That's number 3.
Does everyone drop their 3s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
god, number 2.
All right, cool. Number 2, Matt. What's your number 2? Now I'm curious to know why did this one get the upgrade?
Cobra. Santino Morella's Cobra. Way to
Oh,
go.
understandable. But then again, that's a bit unfair because he's a joke character. But at the same time, I get that because he put that in the caterpillar. But yeah.
Do you know what we said about Hogan's leg drop and the Rock people elbow about how it's about the character and the mystique and how it's
It was over.
I thought the Cobra was over.
It was
It
over.
was a
Well, true.
stupid move.
Yeah,
But
it was over.
And listen, just for a little bonus thing, if you ever want to see the Cobra and see the best sell to it,
JTG.
yes.
Do the salmon, everybody.
Like, he should have been pushed for that sell. That was definitely. It's like he got struck with venom. Like, it was just, yeah, perfect. But
100%.
But fair. It's
Okay.
a bit of a goofy move.
Cobra.
100%.
Huh.
What
Is
we-
that what you didn't like about it? How goofy it was, or what?
But I'm just thinking, like, what is that gonna do to anybody?
It doesn't do
like,
anything,
They
it's
just poke
shit.
someone in the eye or something.
It's meant to
awful.
be in the neck. It's like a cobra snake bite.
Doesn't matter.
All right. Because you've all said the same thing. Well, you two have. I'm gonna ask you the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You've said, what does it do? Like, what's the point in it? What about the Samoan spike? Is that technically not
I
the
didn't,
same thing?
I didn't like that either. It was brutal
I
as
think
hell.
if someone does that to you, you're going down. Like, it's gonna hurt.
It got you there as well. That's the whole thing with the Samoan spike is to get you there.
Where did the Cobra get you?
Just anywhere on your neck. Or on your head or anything like that. It was just weird.
Dead.
I just had flashbacks of that scene where, I don't know, what's his name? Satina was in the ring and Jinder was playing the flute or something.
Oh God! Yeah, they oh for fuck.
And a snake came
Yeah.
and I just thought, wow, you
Yeah.
really are insulting me.
Yeah, definitely.
Gimmick.
Or
gimmick,
even when he
gimmick.
came back as Santina this year's Rumble, flipping Snake Cobra himself. Moving swiftly on. Right, Mr. Rhymes, what's it?
Oh,
Number
God.
2.
Me for number 2. I just had it in my head as well. Number two. Ah, come back to me.
All right.
Please.
So my number 2 was going to be my number 1, but you made me change my list up. So I thought I can't have my big number 1. Someone's already said it. So I'm going to say Otis's... What does he even call it? Is
The
it
caterpillar.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not the worm, it's the caterpillar. The worm, Scotty Tuhati, gassed for it every time.
Ah!
This thing that he's like not on it at all. Every time he does it, I want someone to like smack him from behind. Or something, like,
And I hate the gyrating thing. Like it's like a rip off of Big E. Like you know when Big E obviously does the little gyrating
Yeah.
thing, and he does his like it looks pervy. It looks
Yeah.
weird. Like this old
yeah.
obese white dude just. Nah.
So that's no longer my number 1. My number 1 is sweet. But
Oh,
this
okay.
is my number 2.
I feel like my number 1's going to cause wars, but anywho.
Okay.
So my number 2, whether you agree with it or not, only because it used to gross me out as a kid, I am not a fan of the Mandible Claw.
Oh wow. Okay.
So Bray's doing that now.
No,
Yes.
so with Bray's one, oh, is he doing the Mandible Claw or
Yes,
is he doing the cane thing, the face
I've
palm?
heard them refer to
No.
it as
mandible
It's the
claw.
mandible claw. Yeah.
Because I prefer the face palm. So when Kane was doing that face palm thing, I was
Oh,
so
yeah, I
good for
remember that, I remember that.
move, I was like, okay, I kind of dig that move. It looks a bit gruesome kind of thing. But
Yeah.
that as a finisher, literally just put your weight on your face,
that's when he had
choke them
that
out.
the predator mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the predator mask when he did that. Embrace the hate.
Yeah, and then it's like
yeah.
so that move I was a fan of. But the Mandible Claw always seemed a bit like, okay, so you put your hand in the mouth and they pass out.
Yeah,
Actually,
basically.
during these times, don't put your fingers in my mouth.
It does, yeah. But also, it's just kind of I never understood the psychology or the logic of the move. If you actually put your hand in someone's mouth like that, would they pass out? What are you actually meant to be doing
No,
in
he's
their
not
mouth?
supposed to choke. He's basically it must be like just choke him to death kind of thing. This way.
But is it because my introduction to that move was Mick Foley with the sock on?
Yeah,
whatnot,
yeah,
so
yeah.
that just used to gross me out anyway because I used to think the sock was dirty as opposed to it being a clean sock
Yeah.
or whatever. But in the same breath, it was just like, okay, so he's putting his hand over a sock in your mouth and essentially that chokes you out because no one tapped out, everyone would pass out. So it was kind of like I got confused with it and it just like, I don't like this move. It just is what it is. Like, ugh.
I think we've just accepted it. And
Yeah, exactly. It's one of them
we
things.
believe that when it's
And because it's Mick Foley. Yeah,
Right,
Mick
but then
Foley.
when I was younger, I was just one of them ones. I was like, ugh, yeah, that's that move. It's like, ugh, okay, whatever, moving on.
Fair enough.
But that was my number 2. So what's your number 2, sir?
My number 2. I don't know if anyone's gonna accept this. Well, maybe. Hold on. What the fuck is?
Oh.
No. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. My number 2 is gonna be John Cena's AA.
A definitely driver.
You forgot about that. That is an absolute.
It's a fireman carry.
Definitely driver.
It drops. This is
It's
just
dead.
Yeah, just,
The amount of people that has toppled like is actually laughable, and it's just like I'm just like how?
Okay, I think
Why?
there was one
Because
time.
of Cena.
I think there was one time when Cena did it, or there was a brief moment when Cena was doing it, and then he would like drop to his knees as he was doing it, and I think
Yeah.
that's when it kind of looked impactful. Then there was a time when he was sitting down when he did it, so he would do that and then sit down. I think he only did it like twice.
Doesn't matter.
in
It's
his
still
career.
the
So
funniest
they're
thing.
the only times that it passed for me.
The only time I actually liked it is when he did them twice. It on your back, and you've taken how many slams after all these years, and you fall to that.
True.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that weird thing on me is anyway. Number 1, Mr.
No, number 1. Have you done number 2?
Seven done it twos.
Yeah, everyone's done it.
Everyone done twos.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
twos. Yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
So Matt, I'm curious. Yeah.
Oh, you're number one. You get to
Yeah, you're
lead.
number
My original number one was said by Rides. Like it was
What's
originally.
that?
His original number one was said by Rides, but he's changing it.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, I thought he was at Samurais. I was like, what's that for a move? Oh, sorry. You
But
go.
my new number one now,
Wait, which one did I say? That was your number?
Small and Spike.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you still hate that movie, you can say it.
But I'm gonna say
That's
something else
honorable
that's
mention.
like
Oh,
that's
honorable mention.
equal. Because Edge's Spit.
Edge's Spear.
Oh, wow.
What?
Differentiating the spears.
Fair enough.
Edge's spear specific. You got it. I want to hear this.
That one is. It does. When sometimes it looked like he was just hugging your stomach.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like run and
And
hug, sort of
You
thing.
know, compare that to Goldberg's and
The goal.
The Gore. His
Yeah.
one was actually kind of weak when you that back, especially at its peak. It was just like, eh. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
everyone that does spears. What? Lashley, Batista, Big Show,
Roman.
Roman.
His one looks nasty now.
Who?
Roman's. His
Roman?
Is it,
Yeah.
is it down to the person spearing or down to the person selling?
A bit of both, but I kind of like Roman's because Roman's is kind of he
actually launches.
he launches
Yeah.
himself into
Yeah.
you. Goldberg will launch into you. Lashley launches into you. Batista's the weird one.
Lashley's one looks like a NFL tackle.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he
He
rolls
just
out. He rolls
dashes
it.
you.
Yeah.
And then Batista's is a weird one because he's like he kind of doesn't do it, but
It's
he
not
doesn't.
memorable.
Yeah, it's not memorable.
Big Show's one was kind of weird. Didn't he kind of like fall into it?
It's
He
just
would do
his
it.
size.
Yeah.
He's
He would like
big
fall
and,
into it when he was doing it.
You know what? Thinking about it now, Edge is.
Yeah, it just wanted the weakest
Yeah.
spear.
Yeah.
You don't
Even
wanna say
Caitlyn's
that,
spear
but-
was impactful, so you know, and she was a woman doing it, and her spear was like you would, like take the women out when she was doing it. So,
Oh,
you know.
Charlotte.
No, it's Caitlyn.
Oh, Caitlyn. Charlotte does her one as well. Her one's.
Charlotte's one
her one
used
looks
to look-
dangerous. It looks like she DDTs herself at the same time, and then she's just like fucking doing that. It's kind of dangerous, but
Edge is your number one worst finisher. That's the.
that's big.
Because you know, like literally, if you check WWE games and like any game that Edge is on,
Yeah.
it literally sums up what the move actually is. Because you basically see him run towards
Yeah.
the opponent and literally just hug them.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Spear number 6.
The edge spear, yeah.
Basic spear.
100%. Right. What's your number one? I'm actually curious about this one.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, it's John Cena, but it's not
Oh.
the AA. It's the flipping punch thing that he does.
Five knuckle shuffle.
Oh no!
The
Remember they did
Street
that.
Fighter Kung Fu thing that he tried
Bah,
to do.
remember the Dragon Punch?
He
whatever
did it
it's
at
called?
the Australia show, right?
That was
Something
his
like that.
finisher
Dead.
for a while.
Yes.
I don't think it was his finisher on TV.
No.
but on house shows.
But I remember he did that.
No,
show.
no. He did it on the
Australia
that was
show, right?
pay-per-views,
Yeah.
technically. So yeah,
Super Showdown.
dead. Like
Yeah, awful.
Ugh.
Absolutely awful. That was when
He
he was
finisher.
going for a breakdown.
So my number one was originally gonna be Otis,
Yeah.
but then I just thought, nah, actually that's even worse. That's
Yeah,
so.
I agree. That's 100% good. That's a good one. What about you, Mr. Rhymes?
Okay, so you're definitely not going to agree only because you've spoken about being gassed about the moves and stuff like that. But my number one absolute finisher is the people's elbow. I can't. No. It's not about me hating the move or hating the rock or anything like that. So my natural disdain for this move is when I was introduced to wrestling. Yeah, when I was introduced to wrestling and whatnot, it was that thing when you watch it here and there as a kid. But I'm talking about like the 90s sort of time. So even though I say I came in 2001, that was when I came in as an official fan and I was
Yeah,
watching
Late
it weekly.
90s, you're talking about.
But I'm talking like so when the SmackDown 2 came out, like 99, 2000 sort of time,
Yeah.
or whatever.
No, 2000, I'd say.
Yeah, because I think that one was WrestleMania 16, so WrestleMania 2000. That's when that SmackDown 2 came out. But what it was is so my introduction to wrestling foremost was through the games and whatnot, and then I remember getting SmackDown 2 and whatnot. And although yes, I would watch wrestling here and there, like my family would record pay-per-views and I'd see The Rock do the people's elbow. I never understood how it hurt or anything like that. But I used to like, you get hyped for the whole elbow thing and whatnot, and he just kind of drops the elbow. You're like, oh, okay, is that it? Or you expected to do more or whatever. But then on SmackDown 2, it would be that thing where when you play it with your friends, people would choose The Rock, give themselves 5 finishes.
Yes.
Once they get you on the floor, you are stuck. Because it's a
stuck.
finisher. And then they waste all that time doing the theatrics for the move and whatnot. Do the move, hit it again. And then they'll do it again. Hit it again. Do it again. And it was just like, it used to just get like... And the worst thing is that on SmackDown 1, that was the worst thing for that. And then on SmackDown 2, they introduced the worm, which is the exact same thing. Just get them on the floor, finisher.
Yeah.
And so, it's like... So the people's elbow for me has just always like left a bad taste in my mouth from those days because of that reason. So I can't stand. I don't like the move.
Wow. Number one.
But the one time he did do it, but I liked it was when he slid on the floor. Is it the Arnold Schwarzenegger show or whatever when he did it on SmackDown and he slid on the floor, he slid forward and then
that was wicked. That was wicked.
That the flair on that was good. I still don't like the move.
Fair enough.
So that's just me, like you know.
So your one was
I don't know what it's called, but
the Dragon Punch. John Cena's Dragon Punch. Your one was
Edge's spear.
Spear, and yours is the
People's
People's Elbow. Okay, all right. So yeah, my one.
Intrigued.
Yeah, you're gonna be intrigued. Yeah, my one is gonna be the Stone Cold Stunner. No, I'm joking. No. No.
Mind you, though, that is a shitty move. We'll get into that in a moment.
Don't start, man. If you want to be on this show, don't start. No, I'm joking. Yeah, my one is actually it's gonna be the Wastelander, but I'm probably gonna change it to
Change it.
I just had it in my head. Enzo did it. It's called Eat.
What was that?
No,
The roll up.
It's called Eat Dirt.
Well, that thing,
like the foot thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that on my way here. I was thinking Xavier does it.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you eat the feet. And all that,
you
like-
grab the arm and then you just drag it like
I thought about that on my way here, but then I thought it's not a bad move.
It's not. It's actually a good move.
I don't know. What?
I just
The floor is yours.
Again, it's just something. I don't know, like what is supposed to hurt? Is it your neck, your jaw? Like why?
I think
It's a guillotine essentially.
Yeah,
Remember when Undertaker used to like basically drop you on the chair on the floor?
Yeah.
So
Right.
he'll put the chair like on your neck or whatever, and then he would slam you on the floor. Essentially that, but just without a chair. It's just a wee bit foot.
If you
Basically,
put your hand here, right?
And if
Yeah.
someone drops
If you
you,
then drop on your elbow, not like,
Yeah.
if you drop hard on your elbow,
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah.
hurt your face.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. I just
and it just depends
Whether that
on.
would knock you out for a 3 count, that's
that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I mean, the other person was Enzo. I think Gail Kim had it.
Yeah, Gail
Yeah.
Kim had it.
And then
But
I forgot about
Alicia, when she
Xavier.
did it to Alicia Fox, though, it always used to look dead sickly. So that's why I would like.
sold that move.
Yeah, she would like
Like
take
a
that
pigeon
move.
flying away.
And she would like take that move like a champ. So therefore, I always thought, okay, that move is actually like pretty like deadly.
Yeah, it's just I thought it was kind of weak. It was like I say, it was either between that or the Wasteland or was it Wasteland?
Wasteland,
Yeah. Dead name for the move as well. The
Yeah.
Wasteland. Fuck off. But yeah, I'll just choose that one. Eat Dirt. I just thought it was just
I just
weak.
choose that one.
Yeah, that one. That did not agree with me.
I just thought of another one just now.
Like, honorable mentions.
Scissors kick.
The scissors
Booker
kick.
T.
Yeah.
Well,
not
who in
Alicia
particular?
Fox.
Lisa Fox.
But hers wasn't really a scissors kick. Hers was pretty much just like an axe kick to the back. Look,
I
call it
thought
that.
it was literally the same as Booker T.
Yeah.
It was meant to be, but she would always hit you in your back and not the back of your head. So
I saw her do it one time, and she kicked Caitlyn in the head before.
yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, that looked like a concussion, man, but
Son of a.
yeah, and
Wow.
still didn't have to take it on.
Yeah, no.
But,
Wow. Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, that is our top picks of worst finishers in wrestling. Pretty much, it was a shout out with AEW, which is understandable. The Judas Effect was actually
You actually agree with that?
Yeah.
But I like that move. I do.
I'd rather him just go back to Code Breaker. You like anything, man?
No, I do not. How can I see? How can you be like I like anything and I'm here like saying the people's elbow was my worst finisher? Come on now.
I'm playing with you. I'm playing. But still, like, that is just, I agree with you this effect. But yeah, more importantly, guys, what are your top 5 worst finishers? Please leave it down in the comments and let us know what's your top 5 worst finishing moves in WWE and or AEW and or New Japan, whatever. All right,
Wrestling.
Ain't no stopping, can't stop. Ain't no stopping me now. Ain't no stopping, can't stop. Ain't no stopping me now. London's the residence. When no wonder is ever the same when you're striving for greatness. A place full of angels and sinners, but I'm surrounded by winners. Rise is one of the real.